I could tell you really wanted him to answer about the jewel, and you're like, just walk us through a jewel thief. And then he starts talking about his phone and like just absolutely boomered out and started talking about his phone and how he can't program the apps. And you're like, okay, what about the jewels?
Like he literally did that. He literally went on this tangent about how young people's minds work better than old people's minds. And the example he gives is how his granddaughter or something can just pick up a cell phone and use it, and he can't. And he called it programming a cell phone, which I'm sure means signing into Gmail and like transferring contact.
No, it's like swordfish. All the lines are coming down on the screen, and Halle Berry's blowing you.
Programming a cell phone. She can just do it. And I'm like, it walks you through, it holds your hand. Welcome. What's your name? My name's Telephone. Genius.
Welcome. It's so true. They're made to be used by the dumbest people alive.
I says, can anybody in this room program their phone quicker than their kid? At the time, I had a 15-year-old daughter. And they all looked at me. I said, not one of you. I says, how do we do it? We get the directions. Page 1, hit this, do this. Next page, we get it done. How does my 15-year-old daughter do it? She takes the phone, she starts playing, reboot, does it, says, Daddy, here it is. I says, what does it tell all of us at this table? I says that these young people, they learn differently than us. They're smart. They have different talents. You people at this table are all, I just said it like this, you're all bullshit. I said, the only thing we have over young people is experience. My experience is in a place they don't want to go in my life.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Larry was like amazed when Zach put that picture of the Brinks truck up. Remember? Where we talked about like a Brinks truck, and then Zach brought the photo up and he was like, oh, whoa, what's going on here? that was so
he
funny.
thought you had hacked his computer and put a Brinks truck on it. Whoa, you're in my server putting a Brinks truck up. Is that a real Brinks truck of money? Is that theft?
Yeah.
Hey, that gets robbed. And in that case, inside job. Totally. Well, no. Big. They're like almost an 18-wheeler Brinks.
Oh no.
Jeez.
Yeah, they have them like that. That was pretty cool.
What does that much in jewels look like?
What
No,
is that?
that's-
Did that?
That's Zach.
No, Zach does it, our producer. Remember he was here at the beginning?
Good.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff like that. It's good.
So break it down for me, like because I don't even understand. Like is this a daytime robbery where they're doing business and we're going in with masks and guns?
Yeah,
is this a nighttime?
Yeah, they're getting better, even bigger.
Try again, Zach.
No, they
Zach,
haven't.
we said bigger.
It looked like, I don't know if they leased it, and they painted. I don't know how it worked and exactly how that worked, but it was like almost like an 18-wheeler. But anyway, as far as the jewelry store now, first of all, in my robberies, I even knew which way the sun. Yeah, something like that.
It's a toy.
I knew which way the sun.
Why was that on the news?
That was on the news.
It was.
It's the CBS
There's a
News.
news article about toys.
Unfortunately, Google doesn't have a large enough truck. So
Isn't that the truth?
here's a reimagination.
What Google? How about Amazon?
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to say,
hell yeah.
I forgot about this. All my friends were asking, like, hey, what did Larry Lawton say that y'all had to remove from the show? What did he say? And I was like, oh, Larry, the world famous jewel thief and famous felon who did 11 years in federal prison, chose to threaten a public figure randomly for some reason with physical violence. Now, I know he's doing it in a joking way, but all of us thought that wasn't too chill. And so
as soon as the show ended, I was like, you gotta get rid of this. Zach, you cannot have that
and
shit
so
in there.
for
Jesus Christ.
Larry's sake and for our sake, I suppose. Well, I don't want to be attached to any nonsense. Like, Jesus, keep it zip, bro. I just, it was borderline anyway. He didn't go crazy or anything. I've heard some people say crazy stuff from the left that's scary that you would think would be a crime. It wasn't near that, but it was like, I'd like to blah 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 yada 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 to old ja, and it was like, whoa, we can't say that. That's not
Yeah, he was kind of fantasizing about murdering a public figure that you've heard of.
Okay. Thank you. Nothing would come.
But we just can't get down like that. Too woke.
we're too woke. Dude, people, dude, you know how much
that all
hate
the
I'm
time.
getting online?
Down with
I
this
got-
assassination.
Dude, I got everybody in my DMs telling me I'm woke now. Yeah, I'll throw Trump.
You're
in the
not
mix.
allowed to
I'll
vote.
go Trump
So
again.
it doesn't
Boom.
matter.
You know what?
Oh,
I'll vote
fuck
for
you,
you. I'll vote for you, Larry.
I can't vote it.
When I go in, I'm going to say this is Larry Lawton's vote, and they're going to say
Thank
that's
you.
a crime, and I'm going to say.
And they're gonna make you a felon, and now you don't get a vote at all.
And I'm going to say I was joking. I was joking.
Are you kidding me? Let me tell you why. I
What's it
can't
gonna be,
stand
Woody?
Kamala Harris, to me, is the worst fucking person on the planet. I
mean-
can't say that.
You know what, Woody? You've won me over. Now I'm voting. Now I'm doubling Woody's vote for Kamala.
Like, do you know how that might go over well? 9 out of 10 felons agreed they would not vote for Kamala Harris.
Listen, hey, listen, don't go to prison if you voted for Kamala Harris.
Where like he thinks he's a tough guy, and that he's got our like tough guy. That he has enough tough guy credential that he's a tough guy here, but he doesn't. He doesn't like. And I'm not saying that I'm tougher than this guy. This guy did a bunch of time in prison. He was a tough guy one time, maybe, but he's not now. I'm not afraid of you. I don't. Dude, get your shit together. Like you don't have enough carte blanche here to like, just run on endlessly and not make your goddamn point. and I think he like threatened one of us at one point, and it was like any one of us will whoop your old ass, dude. Like what are you talking about?
I think I remember. Yeah, he called me fat, and then I said he was fatter than I was, and that
And he is.
you know, you better come at me quick because you're old as shit.
Yeah, time's running out.
Yeah, time's running. The last few minutes of that show was fun.
Our bout's got an expiration date.
Yeah.
So you might want to hurry it up. No, nobody. Yeah, that didn't like that. He was trying to be like tough guy Larry or something like that. Like, no, dude. Like we all get the same amount of microphone time here.
No
You
need
don't
to put
talk
on
over
airs.
anybody.
Just tell the fun, tell the good story.
Hey, stop.
I understand. I think next time we have him on, maybe it'll be.
I mean,
more,
you're the one that threatened him. I don't know.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, at the end when he called me fat, that was just a little light banter. that was fun though.
Yeah.
Calling me fat.
By
The
the way,
gall. 4chan.
that can't be.
You'd be hard pressed to find a lie on
Woody.
4chan.
Hey, Woody,
Yeah.
Woody, I'm the old fuck. You're
Right.
second.
Uh-huh.
Can't do it, Woody. You can't do it like that.
I can't do what?
You can't be yawning, you fuck. You gotta fucking stay strong.
Well, we're 55 seconds away, gentlemen. I'm so hungry, I'm about to pass out.
Yeah,
No, you
haven't
look
eaten-
like you fucking can't fucking lose a few pounds. Just relax. So you'll be all right.
I'm
That
working
ain't
towards it.
ketosis.
You're fatter than I am.
I am. But I lost. Hey, listen, I went from almost 260. I'm down to 225 today.
You're living in a glass house, my friend. This fat fuck
Taylor's
telling
not
you to
easy to
lose
push
weight.
around.
Guys,
Oh, I better not catch you in prison, huh? I better not catch you 40 years ago.
I gotta shake this fucking guy. I see him on the street.
You do your best, bud. No, you better hurry up. Old age creeping in.
You're right. But if I get you
Well,
from a
we're all
walk,
short
you're
on
gonna go
time
down
here at
there.
PKA. So thank you, Larry, so very much for coming on tonight. I love your stories so very much.
Yeah, they were great.
I enjoyed it.
And
Thank you.
what did you
It's
think
pretty
about
horrific.
this? What did you think of Larry Lawton?
I thought he was. We had to keep him on the rails because he likes to go on tangents, so to speak. I was like, getting a lot of like internal laughing when I could tell you really wanted him to answer about the jewel, and you're like, just walk us through a jewel thief, and then he starts talking about his phone and like he just absolutely boomered out and started talking about his phone and how he can't program the apps, and you're like, okay, what about the jewels?
Like he literally did that. He literally went on this tangent about how young people's minds work better than old people's minds. And the example he gives is how his granddaughter or something can just pick up a fucking cell phone and use it, and he can't. And he called it programming a cell phone, which I'm sure means signing into Gmail and like transferring contact.
No, it's like swordfish. All the lines are coming down on the screen, and Halle Berry's blowing you.
Programming a cell phone. She can just do it. And I'm like, it walks you through, it holds your hand. Welcome. What's your name? My name's fucking telephone. Genius.
Welcome. It's so true. They're made to be used by the dumbest people alive.
And look, I get it. You spent a decade in prison, like during the time when those things were coming out. So, but like, I got no problem with his like inability to program a cell phone. I'm like, all right, man. I realized like an hour 20 in, and I don't know how to rob a jewelry store yet. And I had specifically been like, hey, man, hey, I know you're in prison. I know all about that. And what I mean is I can pull like the parts I want out of you later. I don't know anything about jewel thievery. And I'm like, this is perfect. I know this is like chapter and verse, literally chapter and verse of his book. Like, I'm sure it starts off with jewel thievery. What I'm asking for is like, start chapter 5, dude. Tell me about the scariest jewel thievery you've ever done. The one that went wrong. And and he can't even zero in on that. He's like, in the beginning, I was born.
It was a windy day.
The day was July. No. Yes, July. Please tell me how to. And he was like, I am. I'm telling you how. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Tell me how to.
It's like one of those like those hokey movies where like Eisenhower had just taken office and the American spirit had never been higher. It was a warm day in July. My parents had eaten barbecue.
Well, we just landed the dirigible and headed into town.
Dirigible.
Dude,
we decided to celebrate by going to an all-white establishment.
And the worst part about it is, like, he had those stories. Like, we eventually got kind of those stories out of there, but he's just not a great storyteller. What I want him to do is be like, all right, so this one time, it was me, Bobby the Nose, Billy Pickles, and Julie. I was fucking Julie, but Bobby the Nose didn't know that. And that's going to come into play later. Trust me. like that's how you start a fucking story. Like already you're like, fuck, I hope he tells me why they call him Bobby the Nose.
Yeah. I want to learn more about Tommy
Bobby
Pickles.
the Nose because he had this schnoz. And the bitches, his girlfriend said it was longer than his dick and she'd ride that thing. So we called him. Like, already you want more of this, right? Like, and he can't do that for me. He's just like, I don't know. It was like Florida. And there we were. And, you know, the sun, every day you got to get up and you got to make sure the sun's going to come from the same side because you want that on that side. Dude, don't talk to me about reflections in glass. Tell me about Bobby the Nose and the time that somebody got shot. Tell me what he yelled. Tell him if he bit down on some fucking a stick or something while you pulled a bullet out of an ass.
I did like the detail about the reflection though, because I wouldn't have thought about that when robbing. Yeah,
it was just like we didn't.
He's clearly got a ton of stories. We just had to try and keep him on the rails because when you rob that many jewelry stores, I'm sure they bleed together a bit.
I bet his book is good. I hope he sends us those copies he wants.
Yeah, I'll read it.
But he needs someone to like sit there and be like, all right, so who are you with? Bobby the Nose. Like he needs that guy to like take this story and put it in the right order and make it compelling. Because I was trying to follow his story, but sometimes I get a little lost because he'd go off on a tangent and I don't want to hear about his tangent. So I'd zone out And then he'd circle back around to Rob in the store and be like, "Oh shit, we're back at the store."
We're back at the store.
Because I didn't care about his like Dr. Scholl's prescription or whatever he was talking about, you know, like he'd be like, "Yeah, you got to wear comfortable shoes when you arrive at a store. These shoes I got, these are not comfortable shoes. You see, look at the bottom of my shoe, how it's wearing back here on the heel. That means dude."
That's caused by excessive walking.
Tell me how to rob a jewelry store.
Now, the fundamentals of a shoe, foot protection. That's part one.
I stole the shoes.
Sold them shoes. No, I liked him.
I liked
he was
him
a good
too.
guest. He has a lot of life experience. It's just he's got a lot of thoughts and a lot of stories to tell. And so he'll easily start talking about one robbery and then it reminds him of something else and he goes in that direction. And I think as it went on, we did a good job kind of reining it in and being like, wait, let's get back to the fucking jewels. The jewels are what I want.
He kept wanting to get philosophical and he should have, his goal should be to be biographical, because I don't care about his thoughts and feelings about things. I want to hear about the events. I want you to tell me a story. And I couldn't get him to tell me a goddamn story. That was super frustrating.
I could tell you were aggravated.
I was so frustrated. I was like, dude, you tell me the goddamn story. I still don't know. Here we are sitting here. What's step one? What's step one? How do you pick a jewelry store?
Something to do with the sun. No, number one, has to be like a strip mall, he said, right? It's got to have a bunch of parking.
Yeah. But like
that much I could have guessed though, because I'm not going to go rob like Mountaintop Jewelers in Aspen or something, like a maniac, if that's a real thing.
I wish he told us a good story about that, but I do enjoy his YouTube channel. On there, it seems like someone's reining him in or something. He stays pretty focused, but even there, you know, he'll drift away. I don't know. I guess I don't care as much when he's not on my clock.
Yeah, I understand. I think next time we have him on, maybe it'll be. I mean,
you're the one that threatened him. I don't know.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, at the end when he called me fat, that was just a little light banter. that was fun though. Yeah, calling me fat.
By the way, I saw a short of his that said something about his like physique. He is in tremendously bad shape. I mean, I guess he is like 60 or 70 years old. So
yeah, he's 61. Like you get a pass after 60.
Fair play. Yeah.
Woody's going to look tremendous at 61, guaranteed.
Unless the cancer takes him.
No, he already vanquished it.
We don't know that for sure.
Well, yeah, I feel like he would have mentioned it if he didn't know.
Well, he doesn't know yet. We'll wait for those test results to come back.
Oh yeah, I guess they don't tell you right away. See, I'm on the outs here. You're the resident expert of the. What is it? Something carcinoma.
Jewel thief?
What are you gonna do? Take it, I guess.
I think it's the jewel thief. It's the jewel thief. That's who it is. You got it. Yeah. That guy.
Yeah.
That guy's also the one who was like,
I wasn't even sure you heard me. I think I'm on a delay. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, it's a little delayed, definitely.
He was the one who makes that prison spaghetti still using the prison techniques. Like he doesn't even use a goddamn pot and a stove. He's got that thing that you plug into an outlet, and it's two pieces of metal separated by a block of wood, and the wood gets wet, and the current flows between, and it all gets hot as fuck and boils a thing of water. And he's boiling those goddamn noodles, and he's making a sauce by microwaving those little shitty store pepperonis until they're crispy, not until they're cooked, until they break into flakes when you rub them between your fingers. And he's flaking that stuff over the pepperoni, and it looks pretty good. He's flaking over the noodles, I should say, the pasta. Yeah. It's Larry Atwood or something.
Larry Lawton?
Maybe, I don't fucking know. Yeah, maybe Larry Lawton. That sounds right. I think so. Oh, he's the guy we had on the show, right?
Yeah.
He was the one who I had a hard time having a goddamn conversation.
Yeah. He was the guy that you were trying to just pull his teeth to get him to answer your question.
I felt like I don't read comments or anything, but I was like, man, I hope people don't blame me for this guy being a dumbass. Because when I watch his long form videos, somebody has helped him get his thoughts together, and I thought he could carry on a conversation, but I was wrong, and I apologize to anybody who didn't enjoy listening to our conversation with him. I legitimately was sitting here. I was thinking like, People are gonna blame me for this. I bet. People are gonna blame me for this dumbass talk. What is he talking about? This boomer doesn't know how to put a phone.
Dude, I'm looking at the comments on that PKA right now. The top one, well, obviously the top one is Larry saying, "Thank you guys so much for having me. Having a great time. Nice of him." The next one is, "I think his prison sentence was the last sentence that Larry finished." This entire 600 upvotes on that. This entire episode is like asking what a producer does. Larry has immunity to Woody's shush ability. He just Kyle, Kyle, quote, "Yes, Larry, but how do we rob the jewelry store, Myers?"
See, I'm trying so hard. Like I felt like
I love it when Kyle gets frustrated.
Yeah, because like I can feel when like it's not good going to be good to listen to. I'm like, man, if I were listening to this motherfucker, I would be ready. I'd be like fast forwarding right now, and I hate that. I want to do a good job. I want it to be funny, and I want him to answer my fucking question. like you're a bank robber, so tell me how to rob a fucking bank, or jewelry store robber. That's what he'd say. He'd be like, actually, yeah, I rob jewelry stores. You don't even know what you're talking about. And it's like, dude, you still haven't told me how to rob that fucking store. I could make it up better than you can tell it, dude. Yeah. I can make it up better than you can tell it. I could make up how I used to make believe rob jewelry stores, and it'd be so much better than your. God, I think he might have a neurological thing going on, or he's just a shit storyteller. Either way, I apologize for him. Because when you watch his videos, he's got it together. It's almost like there's somebody with cue cards behind him. No, on track. I bet there's like a fucking railroad track drawn on the fucking pasteboard, so he knows to stay on track, and he's got little cars for his topics.
I mean, as it went on, it went from frustrating to like I was like enjoying watching you get like frustrated with him. So I think a lot of the audience saw that too, where it's like, I like near like the hour 3, I was actively like, I hope like he just continues to not tell this story. Like
I was getting like.
Just keep it
like,
rolling,
and he doesn't have any. He's like Jesse Ventura in a way. It reminded me of that interview he did, where like he thinks he's a tough guy, and that he's got our like tough guy. That he has enough tough guy credential that he's a tough guy here, but he doesn't. He doesn't like. And I'm not saying that I'm tougher than this guy. This guy did a bunch of time in prison. He was a tough guy one time, maybe, but he's not now. I'm not afraid of you. I don't. Dude, get your shit together. Like you don't have enough carte blanche here to like, just run on endlessly and not make your goddamn point. and I think he like threatened one of us at one point, and it was like, any one of us will whoop your old ass, dude. Like what are you talking about?
I think I remember. Yeah, he called me fat, and then I said he was fatter than I was, and that
he is.
You know, you better come at me quick because you're old as shit.
Time's running out.
Yeah, time's running. The last few minutes of that show was fun.
Our bout's got an expiration date. Yeah. So you might want to hurry it up. Nobody. Yeah, that didn't like that. He was trying to be like tough guy Larry or something like that. Like, no, dude. Like we all get the same amount of microphone time here.
No need to put on airs. Just tell the fun, tell the good story.
And look, I still don't know how to rob a fucking jewelry store to this day.
No, I couldn't rob it at all. I'd get halfway through and then start thinking about something else.
Because here's what I want to know. Because I still don't, and I know we asked him this, and if he did answer it, he didn't answer it well enough for us to know to this day. Because the main thing has always been, if you got jewels, what do you do with them? How do you fence them? Because I don't know. Like if I
still don't know.
If I stole a television, I'd go to a pawn shop and get ripped off because I don't have a TV place to take it to.
Sure,
if I knew a guy who had an electronics store, oh man, now I could probably get 2/3 value or something like that. I'm gonna get 1/10 or something at a pawn shop. The same thing's true of these jewels. First of all, they're a huge red flag, right? Because the guy at the pawn shop can't move diamonds either. So when you ask somebody like Larry who's moved diamonds, yeah, man, how do you move diamonds? Well, let me tell you about my beard. It used to be a lot thicker. Back in the day, I had a nice, thick Dago beard. What the fuck are you talking about? Do y'all have a smartphone?
You all have a smartphone? Am I the only one smelling toast? Does anyone on the call taste?
He's having a
almonds?
stroke. He's
Yeah,
smelling toast. He's burnt toast.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
burnt toast. Or I think you smell grass clippings sometimes, maybe too. It's a few
something
things.
like that.
It's a few things when your brain's dying.
When your brain is actively dying.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Larry was like amazed when Zach put that picture of the Brinks truck up. Remember where we talked about like a Brinks truck, and then Zach brought the photo up, and he was like, "Oh, whoa, what's going on here?" that was so
he
funny.
thought you had hacked his computer and put a Brinks truck on it. Whoa, you're in my server putting a Brinks truck up. Is that a real Brinks truck of money? Is that theft?
Yeah. Next time we have him on, we'll be more aggressive.
Oh, I'm sure
and we'll
he'll
have
come
more
back.
fights.
You know who I want on?
Will he not come back because he doesn't have that long to live, or because we talk shit on him?
If we have him back, I want to have a real jewel thief on to like answer the questions. I want him to like fail in answering questions, and then like someone who can be like, "That's really interesting, Larry." Well, what I did was I went to my Iranian friend. Okay, I knew that he had some cousins overseas, and look, I don't know where that money went, but the men wanted diamonds. Okay, that's all I knew. And hey, maybe we financed terror, maybe we didn't. We got rich doing it. I'll tell you that. Like I want that.
See,
I want
that would
guy.
be enough of an answer. I'd be like, Iran. Okay, I've heard seedy things.
Just make something up if you don't have an answer.
Yeah, always. That's what this podcast
I want to.
Everything, nothing is perfect, as I always say, right? So
I want to know about. I want to know about a jewel heist, like how that goes down.
okay, you want to go before prison? Okay.
Yeah.
Because you had me talking a story about out of prison with the program. With the
I
kid.
know we're bouncing around everywhere, but it's
That's okay. I'm into that.
I like all the little
anyway.
the little fascinating kernels. But I want to know, like, how about this? Like how today, if you wanted to rob a jewelry store, like we're gonna be your crew, right? The four of us are gonna knock over a jewelry store. Where would we like? What's step one? We got to pick the place out. What kind of place are we looking for?
You're gonna go. I'm gonna give you two of those things. First of all, when I got out of prison, I had a couple of guys who knew me from the old days say, "Hey, listen, I got a robbery. It should be $5 million, man." I looked at them both. I said, "Let me tell you what, motherfuckers. If I do this, I'm gonna kill both of you." And they looked at me. You think I'm fucking with you? I'm gonna kill both of you. Because 3 can keep a secret if 2 are dead. I'm not going back to prison because one of you scumbags fucking somebody's wife and they're all pissed over and I know something. You get fucking caught for fucking smacking your wife around. Now you want to get out of jail. You know, Larry did this fucking around. Go fuck. I'm going to kill both of you. And I have a t-shirt that says in my gut, 3 can keep a secret if 2 are dead. So, I believe that. Now, what you just said, now I'm going to go, Kyle. I'm going to go to the other way. I actually on my channel did that. Yeah, I could rob a jewelry store today easily.
Yeah, I mean, let's forget about the fact that you did all that time and you reformed and all that. Let's just start. You and your prime. How are we going to rob this store? What are we looking for? We need to pick a place that's got some good jewels in it, but also a place that's not Fort Knox, right? Like
well,
how do we
okay. First, I'll give you an example. First of all, we're assuming I already have my crew. That picking of the crew is very important. So anyway, you have your crew, and
we all have intro montages like of our skills.
No, there was no YouTube back then. And so first thing I did them. I ran the crew, so some people didn't do nothing. I mean, they just did what I told them, and most of them, and that's what they were.
Oh yeah, we're following your lead here, Larry. We just
So what happened was, first thing you have to do, obviously, like you said, is it enough money in it to worth it? But the first thing you look at, people think, oh, how much money is in it? No, can you get away with it? Is there an exit strategy? Because if there's no exit strategy, I don't care. I was going to rob a place for $12 million, and it was in the Fontainebleau Hotel where Live the nightclub is, and it was called an H. Stern Jewelers. Case that did it was literally going to kidnap the guy. Take his family hostage, bring him back with bombs, fucking wipe it out for $12 million, talk the whole fucking thing through. And thank God I didn't do it.
Jesus.
If there was a kidnapping, there's no statute of limitations on kidnapping.
it's like 25 minutes.
So when I talk about, no, there's no statute of limit.
No,
So-
I mean like 25 years in prison minimum. Like,
I mean, if I did that, I'd probably get life. I was facing life anyway, and I beat the gun charge. That's what happened to me. I was gonna get life. There was no getting me out of me, but I won in a preliminary hearing. I won the 924C. It's a gun charge, and I beat the gun charge. That's the only reason I'm sitting talking to you guys. So to rob that jewelry store, you have to know to get out, obviously. Then see, there were certain things I looked for that were important. Obviously, when you go and you case it, usually they were in plazas, like a Publix plaza or a Lowe's or other stores around, because you sitting in the parking lot now, it looks like you're waiting for your wife to come from the Publix or whatever, and you're really casing the store. And I would know every fucking thing about that store. What time the mailman come, what police coming around, did security come around, were there a building maintenance check-in, did the trash come this day, when did every employee come in? I actually teach this now to jewelry companies, jewelry prevention, how to tell a person how not to get fucking robbed. But every time I walk down the street, I go, I had to rob this motherfucker so quick his head has spin. Because people get complacent. Did you guys know about the big case that just came out about a month ago? I just did a video on it because the guys claim they lost 120 million and Brinks said it was 10 million.
No, I'm not familiar at all with
A Brinks truck was robbed from jewelers. They do these conventions. They go from one convention to another or whatever. Well, they have a van. It's from Brinks, but it's actually like a truck. It's like a trailer truck that loads the shit in, and then they take it to the next thing, and it's insured, obviously. It's Brinks. It's a whole thing. Well, these guys, it gets robbed. Totally an inside job. Just go to my show, look it up anywhere, you'll see it. Totally an inside job. How the fuck they know where they're gonna stop in fucking Nevada at a fucking know the guy's going in and there's another guy sleeping in the truck? Who the fuck knows that? What is it, fucking the wizard? So anyway, that gets robbed, and in that case, inside job. Totally. Well, no, big. They're like almost an 18-wheeler Brinks.
Oh no,
jeez.
Yeah, they have them like that. That was pretty cool.
What does that much in jewels look like?
That's Zach.
No, Zach does it, our producer. Remember he was here at the beginning? Yeah, he does a lot of stuff like that. It's good.
So break it down for me, like because I don't even understand. Like is this a daytime robbery where they're doing business and we're going in with masks and guns?
Yeah,
is this a nighttime?
Yeah, they're getting better, even bigger.
Try again, Zach.
No, they
Zach,
haven't.
we said bigger.
It looked like, I don't know if they leased it, and then painted. I don't know how it worked and exactly how that worked, but it was like almost like an 18-wheeler. But anyway, as far as the jewelry store now, first of all, in my robberies, I even knew which way the sun. Yeah, something like that.
It's a toy.
I knew which way the sun.
Why was that on the news?
That was on the news.
It was.
It's the CBS
There's a
News.
news article about toys.
Unfortunately, Google doesn't have a large enough truck. So here's a reimagination.
What Google? How about Amazon?
Yeah.
So anyway, you go. I even knew which way the building was facing because when the sun hits the glass, somebody can't look in. So there were angles and times that I would check these stores out. My first robbery, just to let you know, was a setup. The whole thing was a setup for an insurance job. I ended up making $150K in my own pocket. I said, well, fuck this. I think I can do this shit myself. And sure enough, I do. And obviously, I got better and better and better and had crews that were just unbelievable. I mean, listen, I partied every drug in the book. I believe in them. I believe it's a person's choice. Now, if I commit a crime for that drug, I should be held accountable. Other than that, I'm not hurting anybody.
Well, stay with me, Larry. I want to know how we rob a fucking jewelry store. We're bouncing around everywhere.
So we know we wait for the light. We know when people are showing up. What time of day do we hit it? And is it one person that goes in first to kind of a final scope, or everybody at the same time to try and make it quick?
Good questions, but you failed the first part. If you don't know what time the fucking sun is coming down and not know if it's the evening or at night, if it's the sun's coming up and it hits the glass, or if the sun rises in the east and falls in the west, and the building is facing one way, what time it is. It's fucking dinner time or it's breakfast time or whatever the fuck it is. So that's easy. I mean, obviously that mattered a lot. because it didn't matter, and someone could walk right by that jewelry store and can't see in the window. So it's like having a wall here. The only way they can get you is going in.
How many people of your crew actually go in? The whole crew goes in, other than one guy?
Well, I would, depending on the robbery, everyone is different. I would go in always. I would go in, take down the main guy, or my brother, who now has been convicted, so it don't matter. My brother would fucking come in with me, or I'd bring him in as a second, like, oh, he's my partner.
If there are customers in there, do you go? Or do you wait till they're empty? Customers. Do you wait till there's no customers?
No, it depends. You know, yes, in the store, but when customers come in, tie them up, and they're not a part of the robbery.
Yeah.
You know, one robbery I did, it was in Sarasota, Florida, and so I'm doing a robbery now. You know, they have buzzers on the door. A lot of jewelers. You know, you have to be buzzed in. I like them. It's not good for a It doesn't hurt the professional at all. That buzzer on the door. The only one that hurts is the bunch of kids that are going to come run and smash and grab. Larry, they want coming in. He's got a Rolex. He's got a sports jet. You know, he's got a gold chain. Shit, he has money.
Yeah,
we're going to make money with this guy. You know what I mean? Listen, jewelry business is a very shady business. We'll get into that. I mean, so then I would fucking go in. Obviously, they want me. Then I would usually have a pre-story. I usually say I was working with HUD, or I was working. What's the organization that fucking goes and helps relief fund, like, you know, not Red Cross, but the government agency.
FEMA, right?
FEMA. I used to say I'm working for FEMA, and you know, because if there was something in the area, and we're checking out the damages here, so I'm gonna be here a month. When I first got married, I've been married 10 years. I bought my wife a 3/4 carat. I want to look at something better. I make more money. I mean, okay, and they talk to you, and first thing they do is they want to show you what they got. So they don't just show you rings. They get the fucking mother load, I used to call it. They would go in a back room, never in a safe, or in a safe sometimes, but not mostly. They'd come out with a box, looked like a baseball card box. You know, the baseball cards come in? And it would be all envelopes. Now, he put it on a thing, and he'd open it, and I said, let me show you. I'd say, let me see a carat. I'd look where he picked that carat up in the box. And then if I said, let me see a carat and a half, and he goes this way, I know there's not much bad. But if he goes this way, they're all fucking bigger diamonds. I would calculate that box in my head, just numbers wise. You know, 2 carat this, give or take, and say, okay, there's $500,000. And I'm gonna rob it, or 200,000, whatever it is. So they would do that. They want me. I'm their customer now.
Yeah.
I didn't use a disguise, but they never ever got me right. You alternate yourself. You alter yourself. Wear glasses when you don't wear glasses. Have a mustache when you never wear a mustache. Part your hair a different way. Color your hair with fucking men's, bleaching. We used to bleach and shit. The shit I use in my goatee now. So he would do that. So, and now, I mean, I went as far as made business cards. I actually went into an area, and this was in the Daytona, I think it was Daytona. I looked for condos that were boarded up, not boarded up, winter, the winter shutters are up, the winter shit. I went to the base of the condo. I saw it's the second floor. I looked up the number, where it was, who was on it, who owned it. I became that guy, and I got the phone number, and I kept calling it, making sure there was no one in there. Of course, it wasn't. It was already done. That's me. I would walk in and say, listen, I live down the corner. Here's my name. Matter of fact, I'm looking at nice rings, so they want to do you a favor. Oh, you want to leave your ring? And I had fucking $10,000 of jewelry on me. You want to leave your ring and we'll have it clean? You come back in an hour or so? I said, better yet, why don't you just give me a call, or I'll call you. So if I don't answer, don't worry about it. I'll just call you then. Sure enough, he called me, and then I call back not knowing or anything. And he thinks, definitely. So actually, one of those guys, the reason I know all this, the FBI, one of the guys who owned that fucking condo that I did, his son was in prison, or some relative was in prison for fucking robberies. And he was like the same kind of age and all this shit. And they thought he was part of this whole fucking thing now from prison. They did a whole fucking investigation on that. I go, it was fucking funny as shit. Cost them $1 million. They gave me a charge in 2002. I got the same charge that Bill Clinton got. Filing a false.
Getting your dick sucked in the Oval Office.
filing a false statement. I got that.
So once we're like, you're out of the store, he knows where you are. You've already made yourself a potential customer. How much time passes between that and you going back to hit it?
Depends. It depends. If I didn't know something, I might go back in there.
Can I be honest? Hey, let me stop you for a minute. It's always going to depend. But what I'm looking for from you, Larry, is like an example. Well, this
I'm
one
giving you a
time.
fucking example.
No, you
I'm
haven't.
giving you
Larry, I'm going to start treating you as a hostile guest very soon. I'm sure you've seen. I bet that you've been treated as a hostile witness before. We're talking.
I think I'm going to
I
get my
want you to
iron
tell me a
fist out.
story. I want to hear a story about a specific robbery. Just pick any one. One robbery.
Freed.
I was
One robbery.
I was just telling you about the Sarasota with the old lady.
I can't tell. Am I alone?
No, I hear you. So like lay it out. How does it go down?
Again, when you say every store, I did 25 stores.
Okay.
Every one will be different. Now I'll give you a Sarasota store.
Okay.
You case the store. We go to Sarasota. You don't go to a bad neighborhood. You go to a good neighborhood. Obviously, you want to go where the people are. But in my robberies, they had to be in a plaza. They had to be in an area where there was a lot of traffic. The more traffic, to me, the better. Obviously, then you case it. How do you case it? You go to morning, night, and day. I'm there before anybody fucking gets there. I know their fucking cars. They make so many mistakes. Every one of them, they never stagger people coming in or out. They all come usually the time, give or take. They're always the same time every day. And you know where they park their cars, so they're easy to follow. You know who's in there. So you're going to know who the employees are. You know when the trash is coming. You know when their mailman's coming, they have them waiting for them. And everything they do is very predictable. So sure enough, Sarasota, Florida, I do one, and actually it's near a dive shop, like scuba diving, like 2 down from the scuba dive, but it was good enough. So it was 3 of us. So I go in, I take the guy down, I get my guys in the store, they start working, one cabinet, the other cabinet. Now I tied up whoever's already down. When I say I do it, when I walk in, they think they know who I am. I wait until they're between cabinets, because they have buzzers all over the place. So if they hit a buzzer, it's an alarm. So I know. They even have buzzers in their pocket, even back then, meaning it was like a keychain, and they could be able to hit it. And that's how they would open the door for people on a buzzer, but it also had an alarm buzzer on it. So I knew all this. So I'd wait till they're at the right spot. They think I'm good, normal. I'd jump up, get out, motherfucker! Gun and fucking in their face. I would transform in 2 seconds, and the guy's on the floor, back. I got slip ties, cuffs, done. He's done. And I never gagged anybody. I didn't want anybody to gag or throw up and get hurt. And he's done. Now he's done. I just tell him, close your eyes. Don't look at or face his head towards the wall, or if he's close enough. I said, don't you move. You fucking move. They knew it. Never moved, never did it. They guys are in, open the door. If it had a buzzer, I would buzz them in. If it didn't, they would know. They'd go by, and they're looking like normal people. They're not looking bad. The key is never be conspicuous. Like in South Florida, Haitian drivers, they always fucking go 5 miles an hour below the speed limit, and they're fucking in the left lane. They can't fucking drive. They're conspicuous. You know it right there. Don't be that guy. Do things normal, whatever it is. Whatever you were going to do, you know. If they would get in, I'd have their assignments already beforehand because I knew the store. You get the right shelf, all the fucking shelves. You get the left shelves. I'll get the safe and keep an eye on him and get the office where a lot of certain stuff is.
So you're cleaning them out. You're getting everything that's on display, and you're going
everything. When I left the store, they sold the whole store.
You ever get the wallets too? You ever go like the Pulp Fictions? Going, give me your wallet too.
No. Matter of fact, that I'm gonna tell you that robbery about a guy. I called them out and they left. So we're in this robbery. So obviously doing a robbery. These 2 old people. They're trying to pull the door. Once they do this, I'm still in a suit and tie. You can't tell. I do have the white gloves. So I go over to the door, open the door. No, open the door. They come in.
You bring them in?
Take my gun. And I say, you're in a fucking robbery. The lady goes, huh? I said, no. I says, no, you're good. Just come with me. I brought him in the back. I didn't tie him up, didn't do a thing. I said, just look at the wall. I said, this guy was a bad guy, so we had to rob him. But just look at the wall. So they look at the wall. Now we're getting ready to go. My moron, I had a guy with me since dead, but it's Jimmy. He fucking goes around. We're ready at the back door. We give him the signal to bring the car around to the back. Dump the fucking pillowcases in the car, and we're gone. So this moron comes around, doesn't see us quick, and goes back around the front. Now we're waiting, the door open back there. I'm like, I get so mad. I close the fucking door. I go up to the 2 player. I'm just testing you. Don't move. I told you gotta wait 5 minutes. I didn't do shit. You know, I'm not testing anybody. And fucking, I go to the front. And I go, come on. And then he goes, and we get in the car and we go. And but those 2 old people were interviewed by the newspaper. Next day they go, oh, he was a nice man. Just robbed the place $800. But he's
that makes so much more sense to me, because why give that witness a reason to because the cops are going to say, hey, could you come in and give us a statement about that thing you saw? And if they're holding a grudge against you because you put your hands on his wife, he'll fly across the country if you had been rude, maybe just a little bit too rude to his wife. He'd have been drawing sketches himself.
No, that's true. That is true. But it wasn't even that. Like, I robbed the store in Sunrise, Florida, and this gets crazy. I end up running. So many people came into the store, kind of the same setup, but people are coming in, and I'm fucking flex cuffing them. I had the total with the 3 employees. I had 10 fucking people tied up. I ran out of flex cuffs. I used to have them for the I used to have them for the feet and the hands. So I stopped putting them on the feet after. So I said, wait a minute, you got flex cuffs? No, we don't have any, because we only carried so many, you know. Yeah. So this one guy was mounting off in there, and he's tied up, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? A cop? It's in my head, you know. Is he a cop? What the fuck is going on? What is he doing? So I walk up to him, I look at him, and he's looking at me. I grab his wallet. That's what triggered that. Maybe when you said wallet. I want to see if he's a cop. Not. I took his ID, just drew it, didn't do anything with it. Then I took his bracelet, and I never took jewelry off anybody in the store, even the owners or anybody. You know what I mean? I didn't take a woman's ring off. I'm not a good guy. Not that somebody's ring wasn't in there getting fixed. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do it off a person. But so I take this guy's bracelet off. You know, to go. Remember the thick gold they had? It was a Fugazi. You know, Fugazi. Fake. I fucking looked at him and said, "You piece of shit, motherfucker! Fake fucking thing. What are you doing?" The fucking girls in the counter started cracking up. The fucking girls were cracking up, man. They fucking were funny as shit, the girl. So he must have been a jerk off, you know what I mean, to them or somebody or whatever. Because they
probably wanted to laugh at any jokes you might be telling, because you did have a gun and they were tied up.
This guy was
you could have been a tight 5 and killed him.
See how funny he is with a rifle.
You know, what's the thing about revolvers these days?
you know, I'll tell you, it's so fucking crazy today. Guns and fucking rifles and shit. You walk out, you get fucking killed now.
I mean, did you ever encounter anyone who had a gun, like just a civilian, in any of these situations?
Well, I'm going to go to the last robbery then. So we do the last robbery. Little do we know until now. We case, this is in Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania. I end up casing the store. It was a good store. But when I case an area, I might case 20 stores that meet my criteria at first. And then you wean them down. What you can do, is it the most money, quickest exit. There's a lot of reasons I did certain things. So I picked on this one. Now it's about 5 miles from the last one. I mean, the last case I did, you know, the casing was across town or whatever it's called. I do the robbery. While we're doing the robbery, a lady comes up and has to put her hands, you know, close to the window because of the sun. I was telling you how it works. So they put her hands up and sees us robbing the store. My brother and I, we fucking, I say, move, bolt, it had to go. I mean, there's no stop everything, just go. Now we have the car out front. It was like we walked, we pulled up. Again, the car was a rent-a-car from Florida with fake plates. It was fake plates. So anybody got them, they never can get to us, whatever it is. And I always used a nondescript car. It could be a four-door Camry, a Camry, or whatever the fuck it was. Something that was normal, regular cars. No hopped up car. So we run for now, first of all, when we first robbed it and got it in and put him down, I take 6 guns out of his safe. 6 guns is do that. Put them in my bag. Thank God they saved my life at the end. You'll hear this. So I fucking see the guy go, gotta go. Boom. We bolt for the fucking door. As we go right near the door, we see the glass fucking flying. We're being fucking shot at. The fucking guy gets out of the fucking flex cuffs. And there's another gun there. We didn't even fucking see it. He fucking shoot. We jump in the car. I get in, driver's side. He gets to the other side. Just like this. I'm looking right at the fucking thing. Put it into. He comes and levels the gun at my head. I fucking go like this. He shoots the bullet, goes right in the middle of the fucking thing, goes through, skims my head. That little blood, and goes in my brother's back, through his back, into his arm.
Ooh.
To this day, it's still in his arm.
Oh, no.
So anyway, they know about it. So anyway, boom. We had a getaway like fucking something you'll see on fucking, one of these crazy shows, movies. And I mean, the community was outraged that this guy's just shooting out. How did he know he's going to kill somebody else? You know what I mean? This guy was just shooting. Well, we get away. Again, got away because it was well planned. I had an exit strategy. I knew the route to the T, how to get on every major road. In fact, it was so close, we pull up to a toll, and I got a bullet hole right in my fucking windshield. I got to go to Brooklyn. We're in Pennsylvania. How I did it is I waited to a 18-wheeler. I got behind the 18-wheeler really tight. When the 18-wheeler pulled through the fucking booth, because then you had to pay toll. It was not this shit. You had to pay. I had the exact change, everything ready. When he pulled through, I pulled up past the thing. So because the guy's doing something, and you know what I mean? Like the booth is here, I would pull here so he couldn't see the windshield and literally lean back and give the money like that.
Yeah.
And when I did that on the first one, it said, be on the lookout for it. And I could see he didn't have any fucking, he didn't pay attention. He knew it, whatever. We get on the fucking turnpike. We get to fucking Brooklyn. We again, the gangster place, and the place where that place was, we had an apartment on the second floor of that. Took my brother up there, and we did it. I was going to drop him in the hospital if I thought he was, just drop him there or whatever. We thought we had that plan, but we didn't need to do that. We get to the fucking goddamn, I clean up. We get to the fucking thing, run in. Again, gangsters. We have friends. We send out car to get the glass changed. Brooklyn Auto Glass. Boom. Literally. Thank God it was a rent-a-car from Florida, because there's no stickers in the corner. In New York and other places, they have the registration, those stickers in the corner. What are you going to do when you can't get that?
Yeah.
Florida doesn't have that. So I had the whole fucking windshield. In fact, I had that done when I had $500,000 in jewels in the trunk. I was less than that, 200, because again, we had to get out of there quicker. But anyway, get the thing. Now, back then, you got to remember, this is 1996. You could fly anywhere. There was no 9/11 shit or anything. You just you give a name and cash at the counter and get on a plane. Literally, that's what you do. So we had that plan. We ended up getting him. We had him sent him back to Florida, and I was going to take care of the business up there, which I always did anyway. So he gets back, and we were going to set him up. I call a buddy of mine here, another wise guy, and I said, "Hey, Louie, I need a doctor." What do you? He goes, "I don't know." He goes, "But I got a vet." I said, "All right, my brother's got a bullet in him. We got to take the fucking bullet out." Well, he's also a builder, like a contractor. He's building Judge Torpy's house. They set up a door and fucking sawhorses for a fucking table for my brother, but thank God they didn't use it. So he had it all set up. And when we got home, My mother's a saint. I live with my what I put my fucking mother through. It just, I don't even want to say. My mother is really, she never cursed in her life. It's the weirdest shit in the world. But anyway, my mother's been a nurse. So she was working at a doctor's office around right where I live. And she was one of the head nurses at this doctor's office. So what my mother, we came up with the story that Larry and Davey were playing with guns at the bar. And Larry shot Davey, and he can't go to the hospital because if he does, Larry goes to the fucking prison because you can't have a gun and all this shit. And I end up fucking going to my mother takes him and takes care of my whole brother. Literally takes care of my brother. Doesn't take the bullet out because she said it would cause more damage. Again, we were going to get a vet. Yeah. But, and she took care of him with penicillin and all that, make sure it didn't get infected. And what I did not know in this whole case is that when I robbed the jewelry store, I was caught by the major case squad from Quantico, Virginia, the biggest, the FBI, the best of the best. And they are the best of the best. Anybody who tells you they're not is all lying. So what happened was that they go in, the FBI, and they flooded the area. And I didn't know they flooded the area. So when they fucking do that, I go, what the fuck am I going to do? You know what I mean? And they went to every single jewelry store within X amount of miles. They confiscated every single camera from every 7-Eleven or Wawa store. Because when I was convicted, I had a conviction from Savannah, Georgia, me in that area getting a cup of coffee in the Wawa fucking store. And they got me on film. So they placed me there at the time of the robbery and everything else. FBI fucking had fucking crazy amount of fucking shit. And they ended up catching me. Everybody gets caught eventually, I think.
What when you get the big score and you get all the jewels and everything, like I know you're saying like, oh, it's $800,000 worth of jewels. Is that 800,000 as worth like what you could get from the mob that you were selling it to, or no, 800 grand? Like that's the total amount, and you'd get like I don't even know what a percentage is. Like what
I used to get about 30%, depending on like Rolex watches. I would bring Rolex watches in. I would get $2,000 of Rolex. The regular Oyster Perpetuals that went for about $5,000. I'd get $2,000. So if I had 50 of them, I know the number right there. There's 100,000 right there. So how it worked was like, depending on the robbery, if I got $1 million out of that store, 30, maybe 300, maybe you negotiate to 350. Maybe it's not good shit, whatever. But I used to get the good shit, with diamonds. So that's how the money end up works, with diamonds and stuff. They rob these diamonds, and the reason they do it, the biggest robberies lately, you'll hear them all. The one in France was $136 million. If the guy got 20%, you can't rob 20 million, 20% is like for 35 million. Yeah. You can't rob 35 million in cash anyway.